What's going on, everybody? It's Jack. Welcome to this week's video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the 7 tips and tricks I have for you to stay on track with your fitness goals when on vacation. Tip number 1 is to stay hydrated. Now, this is not specific just to vacation, but I think in general on vacation, a lot of times people kind of neglect their hydration. A lot of times they go to a hotter humidity. I'm down here in South Carolina versus Ohio. It's probably about 15 degrees warmer down here. So one thing I want to make sure is that as I kind of sweat and the humidity gets to my body, I'm replenishing the fluids and in form of water. I have a water bottle right here. I think this is number 3 of the day. I went to the gym. I had one before the gym, one at the gym. So this is number 3. I try to get at least 4 or 5 in a day minimum, especially if I know I'm going to drink maybe like some alcohol or a diet soda later. It's something where that kind of replaces my water. So I want to make sure I'm staying hydrated, especially first thing in the morning. As soon as I wake up, go right to the fridge, fill up a glass of water and drink it. I think it just helps start the day off right. So make sure you're drinking your water and staying hydrated. And that leads me into my next few points, which is primarily around food. Tip number 2 being to limit snacking. I think a lot of people don't realize how many calories can add up when you are snacking. I'll show you guys our kitchen in here. We have so many snacks. We have chips, we have pretzels, we have almonds, we have pistachios, we have peanut M&Ms, we have muffins, we have everything in the world. And it's so easy to just take like a little bite of something. But if you take a handful of chips, and then a handful of almonds and a few peanut M&Ms, that could be an easy 400 to 500 calories. And if you do that twice a day, you also have 800 to 1,000 calories of not super filling macronutrient based foods. And I don't think that's gonna help anyone stay on track with their fitness goals when on vacation. Now, something to help you eliminate snacking or kind of focus on hitting your macronutrient goals, if you have those, is what I call macro fasting. So this is essentially a combination of kind of like intermittent fasting, except we aren't completely fasting. We're just focusing on proteins in the morning. So that's something like a protein shake in the morning or a protein bar, egg whites, Greek yogurt, something simple and mostly protein based. So then we can kind of save up our calories for the carbs and fats later in the day. I personally love to implement this in the mornings. I maybe have a banana and some Greek yogurt. I go to the gym, have a protein shake, and kind of wait for the rest of my food meals later on the day so I can really fill up and not be too worried about going over my calories. But you could also do true intermittent fasting if you wanted to, and go ahead and fast for maybe the first half of the day, only have coffee, water, maybe a small piece of fruit to kind of push off your hunger, and then later in the day have the bulk of your meals, so you're having more calories in a short amount of time, which then will just help you stay on track and not overeat throughout the day. As far as macro fasting, intermittent fasting, that leads me on to tip number 4, and that is to try to hit your protein goals, or really focus on hitting your proteins, because that's one thing that a lot of times at home when we can cook meats, lean meats, fish, all that kind of stuff, it's easy to hit our protein goals. But when we're on vacation, maybe we're not cooking so much, it's a lot harder to get our proteins in. So I highly recommend things like Greek yogurts, canned tuna, deli meat. I have probably 2 deli meat sandwiches a day. When you go out to eat, make sure you focus on some sort of lean protein on your plate, whether it be a steak or some fish, something like that. So as far as your protein goes, protein shakes are great as well. I have pretty much a ready to go protein shake every morning, whether it's from a gas station or we go to the grocery store and pick some up. Really focus on hitting your protein, because that's gonna be something that's gonna be really hard if you're not cooking every day on vacation. As I just mentioned, as far as protein and getting a protein on your plate when you go out. So as far as just going out to eat, there are a few things to watch out for to make sure that we kind of stay on track, and that's really high calorie sauces and sugary drinks. So if you go out and you say you get a salad with some salmon on top, great meal, but all of a sudden you put like 500 calories worth of a Thousand Island dressing, which is pretty much pure fat, it kind of turns that healthy meal into something that's not maybe the best for your goals. But once again, if you're on vacation, you're enjoying dinners, try to focus on maybe getting some sauces or dressings on the side. Hi, yes, can I please get the Caesar salad with salmon, but the dressing on the side? Using just a little bit rather than the whole thing, especially sugary drinks as well. If you go out and they have those like cocktails that are filled with sugar, it might be like vodka, rum, a bunch of like different mixers, maybe stick with something a little bit lighter, as far as maybe like a light beer, a seltzer, or if you do want liquor, go with a clear liquor and a low calorie mixer. I highly recommend those, because the sugary drinks, A, they'll probably bloat you and make you have a really bad hangover, and then B, they just have a lot of extra calories that in my opinion aren't really worth it if you can have something similar like a low calorie mixer and a clear liquor. So far, we've covered a lot of what to eat and drink, or habits on how to try to make sure that when we eat and drink, we're still staying on track with our goals. But also a big thing on vacation is to stay active. I was actually just talking with a client who had a 4th of July party, and he said he was able to stay on track with his goals because he was playing with his kids the whole time. The biggest thing is get active. The more active you are, the less you're prone to maybe overeat or just be snacking. So any activities, whether it be going for a walk, a bike ride, tennis, pickleball, cornhole on the beach, Beersby, whatever it might be, if you're staying active, you're probably doing something, burning some calories, moving around, and that's gonna be beneficial to any sort of long-term goals in the health and fitness aspect. Also, if you do have access to a gym, I've been going to the gym every day just because I enjoy it, but if you're on vacation and you don't love the gym, something's always better than nothing. So if you do just want to go for a walk, that's great. If you do have access to a gym or maybe apartment gyms, a hotel gym, whatever it might be, something is always better than nothing. So I would say worst case, maybe just do like a full body workout 2 or 3 times a week. And best case, you can actually go to a fully equipped gym like I have been, because it's a priority of mine. I enjoy it and I am on vacation, so I want to do what I want. And in this case, it's going to a gym. But whatever it might be for you, go ahead and find a way to stay active. Hopefully you can go for walks on the beach, depending on where your vacation is, obviously. Biking, I think just any sort of movement and staying active, 1, prevents you from snacking, and 2, just keeps you active and moving, burning some calories. Just overall moving the body is always a good thing. And that leads me into my 7th and final tip. The most important in my opinion is to still enjoy your vacation. You're obviously there with probably family and friends. Enjoy your time with them. Just realize that if you do have some fitness goals outside of that specific time frame of vacation, it would be in your best interest to stay active, make sure that we're kind of keeping note of what we're eating, making sure we stay hydrated, do all the things I just discussed, but you can still enjoy yourself. Like for me, I know that throughout the day, I can be a little bit more, what's the word, like stingent on my diet, because I know every night on vacation I'm gonna have ice cream. So with that in mind, I can be like, okay, I can sacrifice a little things here and there, just knowing that I'm gonna have ice cream at the end of the day. And it's something that it's gonna take trial and error. It's gonna find what works best for you, but realize that 1 week can truly kind of put a big dent and be detrimental. 1 day, 1 meal, not a huge deal, but if you're drinking a bunch, eating a bunch for a week straight, that can truly hinder your kind of progress when you go back home. Obviously a 1 week is not going to kill you, but it can have a big impact on your goals. So if you can stay on track, do the little things, try to make smart decisions, maybe just go with 1 dessert, not 2, go with 1 appetizer rather than 2, just little things here and there to try to limit the amount of food you're eating and just staying active. But going back to the first 6 tips, one thing you can implement is just making sure that you're kind of conscious of that you have goals. If you want to stick to those goals, you should probably implement certain strategies throughout your vacation to make sure that when you go home, you haven't fallen too far off track. I know that sometimes vacation can get a little overwhelming. Sometimes it's really easy to just eat and drink, enjoy yourself. But once again, if you do have some certain goals, it definitely helps if you can kind of stay hydrated, maybe not snack so much, focus on your protein goals, all that kind of stuff. But without further ado, I will end the video here. Let me know if you guys have any questions or leave your own tips and tricks down in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Also, one last thing, the next video is actually gonna be my full day of eating on vacation, showing you how I implement the tips that I just went over. So if you guys wanna check that out, stay tuned for that. I'll be filming my workout, my full day of eating, my activities, all that kind of stuff, giving you an inside look at how I implement the tips and tricks I just went over in this video.